afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dame Rudolph. Here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Fame will approach here between ForEverAlone, fighting here for the Soviet Union for the glory of Comrade Stalin. With shock rifle guard motor and mechanized support here. Also a bunch of heavier bulletins here versus ClockLabs, fighting for the Oberkommando Westfales Reich für Deutschland with Luftwaffe forces, fortifications and special operations. Mix of infantry bullets there for him. Instead we got Student Pioneer Volksguns there versus conscripts, and noting here there was a sort of false start on a building there, but following up with lots of regular infantry here for ForEverAlone. Of course, the question is what doctrines will likely be used. I mean, there's definitely a likelihood of anything happening, really. Though there's a higher percentage of guardsmen here, with two doctrines actually featuring them here for ForEverAlone. So those might be a bit more likely to see a bit of light of day on this battlefield. Also, from ClockLabs, MD-34's heavy fortification theory also have a sort of higher percentage of appearing. More Volksguns there arriving. Got some early razor wire here. Reinforced steel barricade to go at the point there. Fighting here, conscript bit falling back in the face of the Volksguns and the K98Ks. Pushing northwards, pushing southwards, pushing a bit towards the centre. Less aggressive pushing there from ClockLabs. Southern sort of approach there so far with a bit in the centre, basically to deny the buildings there to Russians. If they do get it, it can be very difficult then to move around here in the area. For the western plane particularly, it can be tricky to actually hold the fuel point here. So, I mean, one can understand why he might sort of hold up there, but at the same time he does spread out a bit further. Third Volksguard squad there on the way, and we might see a fourth conscript squad there for ForEverAlone. Engagement down here, Sturm Pioneer opening up with the Sturmgewehrs there against the conscripts. Bit of lighter shooting, conscripts moving out. Third Volksguard squad. And troops moving ahead there.
Soldiers ready. Well done, comrades. Point is ours.
Point there secured, point there secured. Sandbags here could have helped him, or can in the future in fact help him by giving a bit of heavy cover that's otherwise little. But now he marches onwards for the glory of Deutschland. Volksguns and Sturm post active fall back here, leaving the fuel point open here to the Russians. Not entirely sure why ClockLabs decided to do that. One seems a bit curious. He can also take up now battle group headquarters. Nope, he goes for a cannon effort, worried about enemy vehicles already at this juncture. Though so far there's no sign of ForEverAlone actually getting any vehicles, but again we are seeing that fighting here, trying to cut off resources. They're going for the fuel point, not a bad idea, not a bad idea. At the same time though, got a larger show push here up from the south. Of course we're going to have to deal with that, but they are a bit outnumbered here, lacking the numbers to deal with that. Going to have to rush forces back down, just moving up further towards the northern fuel point. Sturm Pioneers probably should try and help here the Volksguard, and there you go. The conscripts are decidedly outnumbered, there we go. Quickly pushed off the field at the same time as they continue pushing up for the south. Volksguard arriving with the other squad will have to fall back. Down to one man. Dieter there needs to get away. There we go. Conscripts also pushed away. We've still got a unit here. He has not let in any sandbags, which should have helped him in the engagement here. There's pretty much others on a real light counter gaining an advantage for him. But no, that is not the case here. Not the case. He's actually getting more Volksguns here though, Mr. ClockLabs. Part of him saying, consider getting some Sturm Pioneer additionally, or maybe taking up early on. A Kugelwagen could also help with all these conscripts suppressing them and whatnot. Fuel point here held. The Russians with no cover here definitely been a disadvantage versus the Volksguard there. Point here also being secured. And losses continuing up here though. The Volksguard acting in a pretty bad position despite the opponent. Apparently there's a bit of cover there, but not a lot. So 4 Volksguard, this one's doing one of the kidnappers versus 4 conscripts, and looks like we're gonna build it up. Mines up here now, an aggressive push there as well, so both players going in very aggressively against each other. We've got a field infirmary up, and there you go, conscript push away, almost wiped out, And a fresh push towards up the centre here, and a tenuous connection with the fuel point here. Certainly a bit peculiar in some regards, how they're sort of playing so far. Truck, they're still not doing anything for ClockLabs, unit is losing terrain here. And very much risking losing his connection here to the fuel point there. Student Pioneer going for the cut-off there. Northern munitions there being taken. We've got mines here by the way as well from ForEverAlone. Good job there. More mines here. Bit reckless this time around. He's doing it pretty much under the nerves of his opponent. There's every chance he gets spotted and basically gets those munitions wasted. We'll have to see what actually happens though. Shootout there continues, and Battle Group headquarters up here for ClockLabs. A flak half tech could have helped him with all the infantry, but Battle Group headquarters could of course also help him with maybe some artillery. No sign of anything further here from ForEverAlone. No tech up as of yet, though he's got the resources, like some say, a special rifle command or a support weapon company. Either could provide him with good measures. Mortar here, of course, would make it harder for ClockLabs to defend us. Now we could also bleed him out. We're seeing the support weapon company, so Maxims, mortars, and field guns it is. And there we go. Ultimately, he did place it a bit too close under ClockLabs' nose, and he pulled out a mine and pretty much swept the mines there. So I mean, that's one reason you have to care about, placing mines too closely. You cannot, basically revealing your hand to your opponent. But Sandbags going down here. Note the position, by the way, it pretty much makes it very difficult, if not downright impossible, for the opponent to use the sandbags. So nice handling there, nice handling. There's pretty much no space there to get in behind, so no chance there for someone ForEverAlone actually making use of these sandbags. Whereas here for ClockLabs, that means he's got a slightly further forward position against a lot of basically light cover. Conscious forced away. ClockLabs losing fuel again, not looking good. They're not looking good. He's also still spreading out his infantry awfully much. Not getting any real focus here. Well, at least he's getting back the other fuel point. And there we go, we got a Maxim out here to help suppress the troops. ForEverAlone pulling out on Maxim. And Folks was there pushed away by the conscripts and some engineers backing them up. Nothing from the Battle Group headquarters. I mean, I like to see if Falzriga should could work out with nothing, by the way. He has gone for Luftwaffe. And MD34 in that regard then would be a good shot, sort of hold up the enemy infantry and lock down some areas. Instead, no, we get Fallschirmjägers. He's actually ignoring the MD34, which is a bit more of a rare move when you go Luftwaffe. To call in the Fallschirmjäger with the FG42s. Next to me versus Folks, there's a bit of a perilous situation here for ForEverAlone, by his troops out in open versus units in a building. Not necessarily going to work out well here for the Maxim crew, so not entirely sure. I think that's a very good idea. Parchment continue to engage here. Need to make use of cover though. Parchment should not be underestimated here. There we go. Poor Woody went down there. Shot in the gut. Noting by the way the barbed wire here, making area movement here a bit more difficult, could also extend the retreat period, so that's definitely nice. Oh, Fallschirmjägers march straight to the mine, and oh, good lord! Fallschirmjägers had only just arrived, 440 manpower pretty much down the drain there. A huge loss right here for Germany for the Reich. I actually haven't mentioned what forces they are. Whoops. 2nd Tank Corps versus Kampfgruppejäger. There we go, that was quick. My apologies there. Bit of a rare slip up. Bit of a rare slip up, a bit awkward there. And those forces moving down there. However, the Fallschirmjägers did get wasted in a rather cruel manner there for ClockLabs. That is 440 manpower. He's not going to get back. But nothing really here from the Battle Group headquarters. Nothing at all. Another push up here. Folks was holding back versus a larger conscript force, but they're not going to hold up for long. And they don't have the mission for the grenade hit, so they pop around the fence. They do gain veterans here too. The south is largely German now. We got mines going down here from ClockLabs and return. And nothing going on. We got ForEverAlone with a lot of units hanging out here in the base. Not really doing much, except admiring the woodwork and all the mud. Dimitri, this is very good mud. Not like mud around Stalingrad, which is really terrible mud. Got a Schwer Panzer headquarters up here. Pretty common move to basically try and set it up around your fuel point or other valuable points to sort of guard them. So no surprise there from ClockLabs. Student Pilots running straight to Maxim. The results not so surprising as they are dispatched with haste. Troops reinforcing. Point there being secured. schwere Panzer coursing up there, the schwere Wehrmachtschlepper with a 13mm flak, and the schwere Wehrmachtschlepper did see anti-aircraft guns mounted on its back. There was also some mounted actually with Nebelwerfers, thus becoming Panzerwerfers actually. In that regard, the schwere Wehrmachtschlepper also uses that as a little fun fact.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet
Flak feelings, I believe, was also mounted commonly there. And there you go, the Maxim crew, those surface heavily in front of those high-class rounds meant for aircraft. Troops reinforcing, getting ready. Losing ground here though, but at least he's now sort of holding on to the fuel point a bit better. Still no further sign here of his doctrine. I mean, no MG-34s whatsoever, which I do think could have helped ClockLabs here versus ForEverAlone just a bit. We've got a tank of tank command here, so ForEverAlone already within around 10 minutes is going to get tanks out. Good work there. Good work there. And there you go, quick lock behind the building, kicking in the door, bashing out the windows and shooting at the communists. Shootout here not working out for the conscripts. I mean, ForEverAlone should consider setting up some sandbags. I mean, he's not really good at that, which could otherwise, give him some better fighting positions to fight from against his opponents. So that is a bit of a miss, I think, from ForEverAlone. That is a bit of a miss. We do have a field gun out here, providing a bit of anti-tank and light artillery support here, since the field gun was meant for both duties. In fact, the Soviets were rather keen on their, well, weaponry being able to serve as artillery as well if possible. So, little fun fact there. But you've also got a fuel cache going out there. This is actually pretty interesting and a pretty good idea there. Certainly preparing for the longer fight here, Mr. ForEverAlone. Solid thinking, even as the Wehrmacht, as the Kampfgruppe advances. And the next use here of these schwere Panzer quarters is go for a quick Lux. And the schnelles Aufklärungspanzer. Grenade here leaves many conscripts, well, in pieces. Steel Pioneer doing what they can here, gaining veterans who won. They actually haven't done too much here for ClockLabs though. So far, only 2 kills. At the same time, we've got Lux here striking at the conscripts up north. No anti-tank grenades, certainly leaving ForEverAlone here very vulnerable to the Aufklärungspanzer. Of course, got the field gun here setting up, and there we go. 76.2mm shell hitting with the Lux. Doing what it can here with 2cm Kampfwagenkanone. It's auto cannon. Conscript taking nasty losses there. Almost getting wiped out. Almost getting wiped out. Can he do it? Can he do it? Foxtrot at the same time getting cut down here in the middle of the road. Heavy losses there inflicted upon ClockLabs. Very severe attrition there suffered. Needs to be careful of that. Needs to be careful of that. Definitely a lot of easy kills. Almost got the Lux as well here. Got Foxtrot there laying down their own sandbags. Now basically blocking the area here, though of course they can be swiftly flanked from the north here. I mean, they could lay down some sandbags around here to make it a bit harder to sort of flank properly, and at least give them some more defense in that angle area. And it's Maxim slowly creeping forwards here, with ClockLabs rebuilding the remains of his forces here in the base.
We have taken it.
Few point regained for the glory of the Soviet peoples. Looks like ForEverAlone he's aiming for the T-34-76. I mean, he could have gone for a T-70, but the T-34-76 certainly is more durable and would also work better there versus the Lux. People, of course, are always fill up maybe with a half-tank for anti-infantry operations, but of course also supporting his own infantry. And dealing with the enemy infantry as well with an AA mount there. He's definitely got the munitions for it. In fact, ForEverAlone's got a ton of munitions, so he could consider maybe making some use of it. A few mines or demo charges in the right places could do a lot to make things miserable there for his opponent. And we got the T-34-76 moving up. It looks moving downwards. Well, he's got anti-tank grenades now. Forces is shot by the fence. Troops moving north, spot wide cleared out. Target pushed in the north. Need to cover over the Lux, and they're going to tank grenade goes through the armour, damaging it, the engine. And the country there taking quite heavy losses. Which is the Lux. Before being rushed off the field. Engineers falling back in the face of a grenade. Northern fuel pumping lost as well. Yes, in ForEverAlone here, a bit of trouble. Now with the T-3476 arriving, he should be able to push back against his opponent much better, and certainly also be able to sort of deal with that. Looks better as well. He could consider a mortar, by the way, for some artillery support here. I do think that would do him good. And a doctrine choice at this moment might also be an idea. I mean, Guardsman could work out. I mean, he could also just go guard motor, calling a heavy mortar that way. Now let's do that here between conscripts and full Grenadier. T-3476 rushing ahead and straight into our kid now. And again, he should be able to keep the flank and clear it out. Just remember, you are more accurate from standing still. There we go, there we go. Almost got it, forcing away, forcing away. Oh dear, blocked its retreat path nicely down there by ForEverAlone. Certainly does the trick, though, certainly does the trick. Guard MD-34, by the way, finally called up here for the counter but Rex that I can there for further denying ClockLabs any anti-tank weaponry. Definitely forcing him to get puncher shakes here to deal with this Kitten Panzerbuchsen. Nicely done here by ForEverAlone, nicely done. We got Orbital done on the way here to add a bit more firepower to this front line. So they're holding up here. At the same time, we got troops pushing here for the fuel cache. They lack the weaponry to sort of really knock it out. And there you go, Panzer jumping out here. The T-3476 needs to fall back there. ForEverAlone should not be wasting armour, but still over there. A good first strike with it, knocking out like Kednefer entirely and denying it to the enemy. He's already close to handing around its end, to be honest. Another push down south here, bit risky of course. I mean, he could be encountering the Lux again. And he's got no support there, not even guards him. I mean, that could help a bit, at least sort of keep the Lux a bit more honest. We got the field gun bombarding here from the north. There you go, Veteran 2-1. Kampfbahn can only turning into those conscripts, desperately wishing to make it back home safe. And there we go, T-3476 turning into the footsteps here.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Missed though, missed. They've still got a few kills with the machine gun.
An isolated sector.
Troops reinforcing. They can use the sandbags there. Also hanging about there might be he's waiting for munitions for a light machine gun. Maybe he isn't. Still, we're noting here that for the moment ClockLabs has got most of the map here. ForEverAlone struggling to sort of gain any decent map control. He's acting in conscripts and he's getting a mortar now, but he has gone for Guards motor, which does make it a bit interesting. He then's going for the regular mortar and not the heavy mortar. I mean, that would make... Okay, he's... Okay, he cancelled it, he just... No, he went for a regular mortar and called in Guards Rifle Infantry. I would have figured, he'd go for a heavy mortar, not the 82mm mortar, but looks like ForEverAlone just figures, that's overkill, which seems like a very odd approach for any server players on this side. You're not comrade, I think this is too much. Looks like moving a bit too close there, anti-tank grenade could be lobbed off, Guardsman could also turn into the DP, but no sign of that. In fact, he doesn't even have the DPs. Figuring on getting good hits there, looks almost gone. Focus moving hit there across the remnants of the road. T-34 there, Veterans 1, 8 kills. 10 kills. Guardsman still doing nothing, got more to support there, raining down upon the Germans. And there we go, squad wipe. Do not underestimate the T-3476 capabilities there versus infantry. Field gun continues to fire away. Kednefer moved up. We actually got the Obson moving up. T-3476 moving in here. Bit risky. There's so much there. Then again, he could wipe the Kednefer. Oh, moves forward, trying to crush it. And then he goes full infantry retreat here from ClockLabs in the centre. Open actually for ForEverAlone to push forwards. But he's here, hunting down the infantry. Mine goes off. Wiping the Fox with the Panzer 6. Okay, if he's not going to pursue there, he needs to get away before the Kednefer opens up. Almost got it. Looks moving in there, opening up the weak rear armour on the T-3476. ClockLabs here, smelling blood and motor oil, trying to knock it out, but there you go. Managed to turn away the front. No, get away, ForEverAlone. Now he gets off another shot, gaining Veteran 2, and then going to attack when it knocks out the Lux. ClockLabs is short one light tank, although at the same time, ClockLabs has been able to build up the fuel for a Panther. And there we go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 mobilized here for the Kampfgruppe Jäger. Getting them wherever they can be gained through intimidation, bartering and downright pleading with different commanders higher up the chain. T-34 still will need repairs, but still the H-2 is going to be a good thing here for ForEverAlone with a high rate of fire. MG-34 here coming under bombardment from the field gun as the guards moving forwards. Grenades and high explosive shells. MG-34 pushed away, but at the same time we've got a counter-attack going in here. Lots of interesting the northern fields. The Kedmap setting up to cover up against any enemy tanks. And Sturmpioniere under Gefreiter Jürgen tear into the assembled Soviet infantry. Still no LMG there for the Obersoldaten. And, oh, he didn't repair the T-34-76. He actually got knocked out there. That was rather wasteful there, I think, by ForEverAlone. He could have fixed, in fact, he had the doctrine there to just have you just do crew repairs. So that was definitely a good waste of a good tank. And just, of course, as a Panther arrives here, he should definitely upgrade with the Pentamark machine gun for extra anti-infantry firepower. Meanwhile, we got ClockLabs here taking advantage of the destruction of the tank to further pressure ForEverAlone. And that's certainly a good decision there, as that was certainly a mistake there by ForEverAlone. Panther moves up here. Maximum constantly doing nothing, not even counter-attacking the Obersoldaten here, who are otherwise merrily grabbing that victory point. Troops there being reinforced slowly but surely.
Anti-tank rifle ready. This is it. Stand ready,
There we go, coming under fire. Swift Maxim rounds tearing into them, forcing them away. And there we go, Defense 4 stops on the assault. Incendiary rounds would be good here. With all the infantry assembled and basically no cover, the incendiary rounds would do a lot of damage. At the same time, Panther counterattacks here. ForEverAlone, of course, might now try to save up for the T-3045s. That would certainly be a good move. He just needs to regain here the connection with the fuel point and the fuel cache. Victory points, while they're not looking good here for ForEverAlone, on the other hand, looking very good for ClockLabs, who's been able to control the map better. And we're getting another look here, another reconnaissance tank for ClockLabs, as we're seeing the Pentamark machine gun being added to the Panther as well. And there you go, Russian in trouble here. And there we go, LMG 34 on the way here for the Obersoldaten. Forces there taking heavy losses, almost wiped out. In fact, interesting, he's not just doing a full retreat here. Panther moving out, he taking fire from the field gun and anti-tank rifles there. Nazi on the Panzerkampfwagen 5. And the Obersoldaten should also seek cover instead of standing out in the middle of the bloody road. Field gun wiped entirely. And there we go. Second looks Aufklärungspanzer mobilized here for the Kampfgruppe. Meanwhile, second tank corps continues to advance. At least attempts to advance. And the Obersoldaten need to get out of there before they're wiped. There you go. Quick flank here from the Lux. Might be able to get the field gun there at the same time, though. ForEverAlone is closing on the T-35's anti-tank vehicles off there, damaging the engine of the Lux. Panther ready to strike forwards once more.
You have orders.
And field gun wrecked.
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
Mortar crew in a pretty bad position here for ForEverAlone. Need to fall back. But at least it's sort of pushed back. The Mediterranean is actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is ForEverAlone is finding sort of in good progression versus ClockLabs. Again, he lost a tank some time ago. And now, of course, ClockLabs got an arm advantage in the form of the Panther. Ever dominant, ever nasty. And of course, the looks here certainly keeping the infantry at bay and certainly also keeping their heads a bit down here. Whereas at the moment, ForEverAlone's got nothing. I mean, he's closing in on the T-35s. The fuel cache definitely being a good choice in addition there to sort of help him keep things going in that direction. As soon as you can get them, you should probably try and strike. In which case, I would suggest trying to sort of catch the looks first, since that's an easy target to knock out. That's removing some pressure from the infantry. That also allows them then to sort of further focus on the Panther. So I mean, that would be a sort of good progression there for ForEverAlone to sort of deal with this. He could then always follow up with a half-track to reinforce troops and keep them sort of going at the front line, or maybe throw in an additional T-34 76 to support the T-3045s versus all of this. I mean, the more armor he can sort of just add raw numbers would be good, and he could certainly also just draw away fire from the T-3045s as well. More mines would be good, though he's actually beginning to expend some munitions. He's also got a lot of conscript squads, might want to add in some more guardsmen in the longer run. And another mortar I think could also do pretty good here. For ClockLabs, of course, things are a bit... So I mean, he's got the armor advantage, infantry-wise, so he's falling behind, and support weapon-wise, he should consider a light infantry gun sort of provide artillery support for him. I mean, that could sort of be used to help keep enemy infantry assaults down, and also keep some heads down as well. Another idea might be to consider actually getting up an infantry or infrared half-track, sort of help with things there as well, keep a bit better control of the battlefield, and sort of help predict where ForEverAlone is going to strike, and sort of then deal with things as they come. I mean, that could be a pretty good move there. Another option, of course, would be to get another Panther. I mean, that might, if he can get that, he could probably have a pretty good chance there, sort of finishing things pretty solidly. And there's, of course, ForEverAlone pulls off some pretty impressive tech tricks for his tanks. A final option would be taken for this, either than getting Pumas or actually playing straight for the King Tiger. I mean, that could also work, though, of course, that would also be pretty risky, but it could work. He does need to be a bit more careful with his infantry, though. And so he needs to be careful that one of his tanks doesn't get isolated and knocked out, as that could easily cost him the game then. But let's return into the battlefield. Field here constantly being recruited. Might be here for sort of ClockLabs to try and put it out of commission in a more permanent manner. Stupid here pushed away. Got a larger fallback here. Luke's almost knocked out. And of course, a fun thing about field guns is, in fact, the Germans tried to copy the concept, making their own field gun, which was basically based on a Pack 40, by the way. Little fun fact there. Also, on the far from the guardsmen, we got Orbs moving across here with first bit of support.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And at the same time, we got a bit of, well, trouble waiting for the Germans. Maxim sending out the coming out of fire of the Panther. Not really going to work out here for the Maxim, and the conscripts are quick to fall back as well. Sent towards the guardsmen are forced to fall back as well here. Veterans one for the Orbital Garden.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
And we got the Panther 2 being repaired. Almost ready. Orbital on there taking heavy damage from flamethrowers and other bits. Need to get out of there. Almost wiped, in fact. Focus as well. Panther rolling down. And closing in eventually to here for ForEverAlone's mortar. Luke's moving in as well. Landing some heavy shots into the Russian infantry. Very quickly getting a lot of kills, then very quickly getting close to veterans. One strategic granate there from Handgranate. Supposed to Grenadier. Conscripts in these putting across here, trying to cross the rope, but they are under a lot of fire here. And it's looking like it won't carry off. In fact, they might be very close to being suppressed here. Veterans who won for the Dukes, by the way. Veterans who won. And field gun firing away. No attempt sort of break through here, and again sort of draw away some of ForEverAlone's forces towards there. But on the other hand, ForEverAlone is actually sort of heading south, which might draw away forces from here.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Field gun on a bit of trouble here with the Lukes and some Sturmpioniere. Who they're looking to be wiped.
We need to re-establish our supply lines.
So are the engineers still hanging about in the middle there on the small path. Mortar gaining victory, 2 victory point down south being secured here, good. For ForEverAlone anyways. And we got a quick response there from the Lukes, halfway to veterancy 2 already. If it hits that, that's definitely going to make things more miserable there for ForEverAlone, so it'll be much more lethal. There you go, Council taking fire. He could in fact try to hunt them down their retreat. Does he do so? No. Interesting enough, he does not really try to just, block the path of just sort of trying to hunt them down. Instead, he does allow them to escape there. Maybe there's a bit of mercy left in ClockLabs' heart.
What do you need?
Meanwhile, more action going on here. Basically just lacking the manpower before he called in the T-3045s, just lacking the manpower, which he's going to go on a real counter-offensive. And we got more Fallschirmjägers called in to quickly deal with the harassment towards victory points there. Quick grenade here. Doesn't need much of a pressure there from the Russian infantry. And there we go, T-35s are finally able here for the tank corps and for ForEverAlone. Luke's gaining victory too, 18 kills. And the T-35s are rolled forwards for ForEverAlone. Maxim there wiped, Maxim wiped. And victory 2 for the MG34. Victory points will continue to tick downwards here for ForEverAlone, even as he's losing the northern one as well, and there's no real counter-attack. There we go. T-35 striking ready for the centre. Falchimega's close by. Heinz. Oh, good lord, he has got no luck there with his Falchimega, though in this case, of course, I mean, running straight into two T-35s out in the open is pretty much a death sentence. So, good lord, right there, he just hit the tree when he saw that. That's another 440 manpower wasted for ClockLabs. Panther, we're going to have a look. Need to go Kenref's Pantrix and Panther saying to the T-35 at the same time. Got crunching forward into the looks here. And the MG34. T-35 rolling forward. T-35 actually going forward into all of this. Field gun, they're coming fire here for them as well. They need to get away though. One almost knocked out here. One almost knocked out. Conscript squad wiped out for ForEverAlone. T-35s there heavily battered. The Panther suffered only minor damages. And is almost veteran to 1 here. Looks with 23 kills. Trying to get that damn little field gun again. Need to carry on, get too close to get hit by an anti-tank. There we go. Merges. Good in showing his field gun doesn't decrude. And also keeping the experience. Nice execute there by ForEverAlone. Very good, very good. Looks needs to get away though. Can't afford to waste that. Some intense action right there in the centre. And no armour losses, though certainly lots of armour damage. Self-repairs, they're being executed, at least on one of them. The other one apparently just getting the good old repairs. A bit more personal maintenance.
Your predecessor died a hero.
Looks could do with some heavy repairs. Panther, well, minor repairs. And you fed football, it could be improved. More advancing, dark being what they can here. DPs and PTRSs. Both fuel points are in the control of ClockLabs. In fact, he's getting very close to be able to call in another Panther, which would actually be a pretty good move, if you can get that. Another option could be a Sturm Tiger, though I'd less recommend that, but that could definitely put maybe, you know, an end to the field gun. I mean, no chance of recovering from that, if you first get hit.
Down! Heads down!
He seems very convinced about Falchimega, though. Will third time be the charm here for ClockLabs?
Orders complete.
Or will the luck of Goering continue to haunt him? Haunt him. Not hunt him, but haunt. Point them secured. We got ForEverAlone doing his best there, certainly showing he's not ForEverAlone with no VPs. And there go T-35 rolling forwards. Falchimega needs to be careful again. They got a light cover. And there we go, one hit. T-35's getting ever closer. Retreat! Damn you! Oh, he lost him again! ClockLabs really seems to sort of learn to figure out how to use his Falchimega because he just keeps getting them horribly murdered. Horribly so. And they're getting a T-34-76 there for ForEverAlone. A T-34-76 thus adding more numbers to the game. He's got on unit software here to do a bit of harassment.
Ready for orders.
Panther gunning the main road here, supported by infantry, MG34s and Kednef and the Looks. Constant caught in a bad spot there, negative colours versus the Looks veteran G2. Surprisingly though, they make it reasonably unscathed. ForEverAlone holding back his tanks a bit here. They're quickly forced with a few extra kills there. And there you go, T-34-76 moving up support here. As the Looks moves down here to deal with engineers, they're actually quickly able to lay down a demo charge right around there. Interesting, they laid down the demo charge before even bothering to secure the point. Panther getting a good hit there, Kedma moving up, T-34 taking heavy damage hit, field, and no getting a good hit in the Panther return. There we go, Vetri 2 increased rate of fire. Marked vehicle up on the Panther. Marked vehicle increasing damage on with it there. Shot went through there, halfway to victory 3. Stun grenade, they managed to make nitrogen pressure at the same time. Aircraft shot down somewhere over the rainbow, I wager. Field gun very close to getting annihilated here. He could try and lay down the smoke screen with his mortar. It looks like the field gun does escape here with the precious experience there for ForEverAlone. I mean, if you can get that to veteran, that's going to be huge because it'll have an even higher rate of fire, but also increased penetration. Which is going to make things very difficult for the Panther then, which is actually getting close to veteran to 2. T-34 guarding the southern port there. Looks closing in on veteran to 3. Another Gebaldolano, and yeah, didn't do too much there. A smoke grenade might actually work better. Would still force retreat, but then would have been low on health, in which case it would have cut it all down. But there you go. T-34 seems to be abandoning the south, moving up to support the main force. ClockLabs still holding on to a good chunk of it. He's getting very close to be able to call in another Panther. Very close. In which case I would say definitely do it. Another option of course could be now trying to play for a King Tiger considering the fuel he's got. That could also work out pretty well. In fact, I might give him a good hop around here.
Field reports indicates the enemy is left with only 75 points.
T-34 rolling forwards. T-34 in 6. We've got the field gun, mortar, and all the infantry. Counter-attack around. Luke's moving in. Oh, taking heavy damage here from the T-34 and the field gun. Panther closing in eventually to ever slowly, ever steadily. Still no sign of artillery, probably for ClockLabs. Almost 23. Looks like the field Propagandacast crew got murdered. Bit of a lot of harassment here in the north by ClockLabs. No response though from ForEverAlone.
Prepare yourselves.
And veterans there for ForEverAlone's mortar. Good, good. Panther going in there for the T-35, and he's getting a Jagdpanzer. I wouldn't recommend getting a Jagdpanzer. I mean, he's got could get a Panther instead, but instead he opts for a Jagdpanzer. Panther would be better. There you go. Looks like taking a nasty hit. Almost 23, almost 23, 29 kills. Sliver of health on there. Go. Orbsland crosses the road against the veterans of 3 field gun, by the way. Veterans of 3 T-Fed doing what they can here. Orbsland need to continue falling back. They are veterans of 3 and got wiped there. I mean, he should have fallen back there. I mean, be careful about staying around in the open there, even somewhat like cover there versus a lot of tanks. T-Fed coming straight to the Panther. Panther very close to make sure another hit, another hit. Just need to move a bit further there. Come on, ClockLabs, hunt it down. And it looks like Jagdpanzer has thus been rushed forward to the camp of the Jaeger in an attempt here to hold the area. Apparently no further Panthers could be found to support the effort. Southern port being secured. 52 points left by the way here for ForEverAlone. Fox was here versus T-34 76. Moving up close there for extra accuracy and trying to cross them here. Need to be careful though, taking heavy damage there from the Panther. At the same time, the Panther coming in for the T-35. We do see veterans here shooting her up, And we've got the Looks moving down south here. Very close to 3 Jagdpanzer. Slowly advancing up this one to support here. With its high velocity 75mm gun, same as on the Panther by the way. Taking a hit there though from the field gun. Good damage. And it looks like ClockLabs is unsure where to send it. Should it send it to the south or should it send it to the centre? And folks, we say harassing are quickly pushed off there by the presence of 2 T-34s, 1 2 bug. Oh, another unit wiped! A high rate of fire and that increased turret rotation, certainly making things more miserable there for enemy infantry. And there you go, veteran 3 there for the Looks. Guardsmen holding out for the time being. The of course question is, will they hold out forever or will they force... No, the Looks is actually forced away here. Having a hard time hitting them for some reason, despite being in no cover. The Looks is forced away.
Standing by.
Work completed.
Could try and head northwards here. Panther supported by the Yak Panzer, and then try to hunt down the T-35s there. That might have a chance of working. They're also knowing the engineers got off there for their Panzer strike.
Ours. Soldiers ready.
Enemy being snuck down south. ClockLabs are actually getting close to be able to call in a Panther.
Prepare for action.
I mean, that could work. We could try and go for the Sturmtiger now. Just try to blow stuff up.
Enemy flanking us.
Sending around here would be good. There you go. Luke's Panther. Yak Panzer coming in from the north here. Luke's taking a hit there from the field gun. Very close to Veterans before, actually. Very close. That would actually mean a higher range. At the same time, T-35 are rushing forward. And there you go. Yak Panzer outmaneuvered. Yak Panzer outmaneuvered. Nothing to support or anything even remotely screen it. The Yak Panzer is pretty much, well, useless against more than one tank. A bit of luck here though with the damage taken. The T-35 is defenseless now. Panzer still moving up. Yak Panzer very close to getting hit by the field. And there we go. Abandoned. Panther was nowhere near to be seen. Because that had damage in itself. Yak Panzer wrecked, but that really didn't do much here. And the T-35 actually gets away with a destroyed engine and a wrecked main gun. Bit lucky there. Southern victory point could be fought over. And now he's getting a second Panther. He's getting a second Panther, though I think he should have gotten that earlier.
Work completed.
Either way, his Yak Panzer is nothing but a heap of scrap now. Well, it was before, but now it's even more so.
Ready. We are taking losses. Crew, get ready. Yes, comrade.
T-34, they're close to Veteran 3 actually.
Standing by. Send orders.
Might want to get help, additional Sturm Pioneer to help speed up the repairs. There you go, second Panther arrives. Veteran T4 there for the looks. Reach range, and there you go, T-35 advances. Looks takes a hit, Panther opens up the T-35. Other Panther moves in. Panther takes a hit there through the rear armour. Almost hit the T-35 there. Other Panther moves up, coming to fight for the Guardsman, up close actually. And there you go, field gun opening up. Panther already close to half health there, thanks to 2 shots there from the Veteran D3 Sys 3.
The enemy still has 300 points. Yes, comrade.
Looks almost fully repaired, 31 kills, Veteran D4. If we can get to Veteran 5, it's definitely going to be interesting there versus any infantry ForEverAlone might have. On the other hand, going to be interesting to see if he can do it, because now victory points more or less all in the hands there for ForEverAlone. He's also got most of the map. He's only got more infantry. We got another Fallschirmjäger squad by the way here from ClockLabs, and seems to have about the same rate of survival as the previous ones. I mean, that's really been a lot of manpower thrown out the door there, more or less. Fulton squad wiped out by a demo charge. He's down to a Raketen there for Ansem Sturm Pioneer, otherwise it's all Panthers and Lux. Rather signs look catastrophic. The tanks are on the move here. Marked vehicle going up in the Panther. Lux moving in. Field gun moving up here. Keep the front bit up top. We got engineers. Panther all supporting. Panther all down to half health there. Lux close to being knocked out. Panther almost knocked as well. T-34 is not moving up to support, though he could do that. Veteran T3 there. Panther fires. Lux out of control. Panther wrecked. Veteran T2 Panther wrecked. Veteran for the T-34 Panther taking heavy damage. T-34 is almost taking heavy damage. Panther going in here trying to get the kill, but he's so close to destruction as well. And the T-35 now have a high rate of fire. There we go. Sliver of health left. He's ramming it. Oh! Panther's wrecked, got it, I think. And there we go. Game over. Rather tense at the end. A fight with a lot of Panthers and Luxus and a Yak Panzer. a bit of interesting. I mean, overall, one of the problems I think for ClockLabs was basically he kept throwing away his Fallschirmjägers. I mean, he wasted about, I don't know, 1,600 manpower, if not more, on that, probably actually 1,760 manpower. I mean, that's a lot of manpower being wasted on that. I mean, he really needs to be careful about his infantry around tanks. I mean, he kept letting it stand out in the open, and of course, out in the open is where tanks really tear apart infantry. In particular, so tanks are good at that. So, I mean, that was rather poorly handled there by ClockLabs and cost him a lot of manpower needlessly. He also, I think, shouldn't have gone for that Yak Panzer, should have gone for another Panther, should have tried taking up for the King Tai against it. He went for a Yak Panzer, which very quickly, of course, was overdone by, Russians being Russians and, of course, getting more than one tank. So some definite problems there for ClockLabs. Also, I think a bit inadequate defensive strategies and tactics at times, and also perhaps a bit too passive. ForEverAlone played reasonably well here, made good use of his weaponry, made good use of his combined arms. The mortar certainly did quite a bit of good there, made good use of guards, made good use of his tanks as well. Overall, overcame ClockLabs through that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave some ideas for matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. And this is Imperial Dating. Cheers, and thank you for watching. Bye.